So just welcome again to KOM. We are so happy and we are so honored that you came to Minnesota to see us today. So we just wanted to ask you a few questions about your experience and then just about your thoughts about the current state of what's happening in the current state, and then just giving a message to encourage the community here. So I just have a few questions. So the first question I have is, can you just please tell us about your current role in the KMU and how you got to this position?
Actually, I am the vice chairperson of the Korean National Union, and this is my current position. And in the previous term, I was the general secretary of the Korean Union. And because I come to this position because my background was a teacher, so I've been a teacher for 23 years, and then I joined the Korean Women Organization, and I worked with the Korean Women Organization as a secretary for 8 years. And then because I am the members of the Korean National Union, even like when I was in the teachers, and so I was nominated to attend the Korean National Union Congress, and after that then I was elected as a committee, standing committee, and then the executive committee, and then up to the general secretary, and then the last term as vice chairperson.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Okay.
So what is the purpose of your trip to the United States and to Minnesota specifically?
Actually, I have two main purposes. The first one is this trip is invited by the Korean community in Minnesota for the very first to come for the Korean New Year. But because I didn't get my visa at that time, so I reapplied again, and so I come to see the Korean community in U.S. here, and I'm very glad to be here today. And particularly, I also see some of the Korean in the other places like Utica. And so the main purpose is to see the Korean communities and see how they are living here, and also to connect our communication and to have more network for the like for the older people that already come here, and also to the young people, that the new generation, particularly those who came to the U.S. and then access to the education. So we are hopeful that we can come out with like the network for the future connection. And the second purpose is also came to see the U.S. Government officials in Washington, D.C. and in New York. Particularly, I like an advocacy trip, because I met with the official, the government official. Particularly, we update with the situation in Burma, the political situation in Burma right now, and because of now we have the new election, and so we have to, that's the National Democratic, like they won the election, NLD won the election. But we have also to make sure that the U.S. government realize that the military power is still there. The military power is still under the 2008 Constitution. So the U.S. government to realize that. And so we also request the U.S. government not to rush, and not only the U.S. government, but also like the EU countries, and not to rush for international investment or like economic development, because it is not really peaceful yet, and because the military still have power and control everything, even like the civilian administration that they're controlled by the military. So the U.S. government to keep like that, to keep a little bit to watch, and also we request them to review their economic censure and not to release all the censure. And so this is the main reason why I come here.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so you kind of touched on this a little bit, but can you explain a little bit more about the current situation and the progress with the ceasefire negotiation in Burma and with the Karen people?
Well, actually, the Korean National Union had signed the preliminary ceasefire since 2012, and then again in 2015 October 15, had signed the nationwide ceasefire agreement. But the problems is the problems. Even the Korean National have signed the preliminary ceasefire, but the military movement still not changed yet. There is some possibility, some changes that the Korean people or the Korean National Union can travel in and out, can communicate with our Korean communities in the city and also in Delta regions, in different divisions and other states. But the problem is the military power still there, and we look at the whole peace process because the military refused some of the ethnic armed organization not to sign the nationwide ceasefire. So that is where the other ethnic armed organization did not sign the nationwide ceasefire. So there are only 8 groups that signed the nationwide ceasefire agreement, and there are still some more than 8 groups that didn't sign the nationwide ceasefire. And the reason is because the military control the ceasefire, the peace process, and they refused not all the groups to sign. And another issue is because of the fighting in the northern Burma, in Shan State and Kachin State still continue, and military offenses against the civilians and the human rights violation, and also it's created refugees and IDP, and it's still happening in North. So in Burma completely, I can say that there is not peaceful yet, and there is not ceasefire yet. So we can say that partial nationwide ceasefire.
Oh, okay. Got it. So people keep talking about sending back Karen refugees to Burma. So what information do you have regarding this process, if any?
Actually, it's difficult to get the information from the UNHCR, from the Thai government, and from the Burmese government as well. But for the KNU, the Korean National Union, we have the policy that the refugees will not return until there is political settlement and there is safe and secure for them to return. Yeah, so this is our policy. So this is what we concern also about. Why, particularly for the UNHCR, because sometimes it's difficult to find out what the UNHCR is doing, and it is difficult to do what they are planning and why they are planning ahead. I do not know everything about that, but we still have the policy like that.
Sure, so still waiting.
Yeah,
okay, got it. So speaking of Karen, or just women in leadership, how would you encourage Karen women to see themselves as having the abilities to be a leader? Any encouragement you have for young women?
Yeah, actually, I think that it is important that women or men, we have the same skills and we have the same ability, yes. But we need to encourage women, usually in the Korean communities or in the Asian Asian communities, according to the traditional beliefs, they feel like women has different skills with men, and women has less powerful men. So a difference between men and women. Yeah, but I think it is important that women has to realize that we have the same creation, and so we have the same ability and the same brain and the same knowledge, yeah, but physically we will be different, but mentally we are the same. Yeah. So women have to know that we are the same, and we are important also in the communities. We are important also in the leadership. Yeah.
Great, thank you for sharing. And then, what message do you want to share with all Karen people who are living in countries like America, Canada, Australia? In resettlement countries, what message would you want to share with them?
Particularly, I want to say that it is something that we can say that it is an opportunity for the Korean that like spreading all over the world. So if we look at in the past, we worried about that diaspora of the Korean people, that we worried about that, how their life will be in the other countries, and it will be difficult. But now we know that the Korean, even they resettle in the third countries and different countries, but they have the opportunity, and they're taken care of by the government. So this is what we feel relieved, and we feel happy about that. And also I myself came here, and we saw that the government had some program from there, and also like for the older people as well as the young people. And particularly, I would like to encourage the young people who have the opportunity and like get the education from here. So they should realize and that it is important that they are people and the country, even though they come here and they become American citizens, but it is important that to remember to realize that they are a nation that come from like under the oppression of the military dictatorship, and that their people over there and their country over there still suffer from like suffer, and so they are still responsible to support their people. They are still responsible to help their country. So it is. So for them, it will be a good opportunity for them to prepare, to come here to prepare for their further education, to come here prepare themselves to become the leaders and to become those who are working with their Korean community in the future in Bihar. So it is important that not only to come and then to look for work and then to get some job here and then like to finish from here, but also important to remember that the responsibility as a Korean. Yeah, so I think it is important for, and particularly I think that not for the parents, it is important to teach or to remind their children that where they come and how they come and why did they come here, because the background and the history of the Korean, why they come here, it's very important, and why they resettle in the country, it is very important. It is not coming just for a fighting job or just for fighting education. It is because of like the roots of from coming here. So it is important. So the parents should make the children to know about what's happening, and also it is to remember and to to keep their traditional culture and their literacy, literature, even in their country. So as a nation, as a Korean, so they will lose their culture and they will lose their tradition. So I think it is important. So for both parents and for both the young people.
Okay. And then lastly, what role do you think that people who have resettled to third countries can play in supporting the KNU or Karen people in Thailand or Burma?
I think it can support in many ways. We can say that supporting maybe for the young people when they graduate from the school here, from the big degrees or any vocational skills, so they can support, they can go back and then they can go back and volunteer in the organization, within the Korean National Organization, within the youth organization, and within the women organization. There's different kinds of community-based organization, and also there is some schools in our KNU schools. So we have normal schools for the teachers. We want the English teachers, and we want the maths teachers, and also we have some other schools such as the leadership school. We have the young women leadership schools that we need also some young women to go back and also help. we have the leadership, the new generation school. It is like preparing the young people for the leadership, so not only for the women. So that kind of needs also we need like young people to go back and support as a volunteer or like teach English or any kind of skills that they can help. And like also we need like technical support. So we need technical support in many ways. So now like we have the negotiation, then we have the negotiation with the government, with the Burmese government, and that kind of technical support also like how to like support the leaders who negotiate, and so there is a supporting team also. That kind of support also we need. So we need in different variety, and we need also like financial support, like education, health, and like also like the training kind of programs.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing some of your wisdom and your knowledge with us. Again, we really appreciate having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, tabutama.
Tabutama.